Hello and welcome to the Insecure Chef. I'm here with Regina today. As usual, we're going to be making a chicken marsala in one pan, so let's get right to it. Got my chicken already here laid out. This is one about 6 or 8 ounce chicken breast, which I sliced in, I was attempting to slice it in half, I sliced it in thirds. Whatever. The point is, you can either use one piece, pound it down thin if you want, or slice it as I did, okay? I'm now going to deliberately salt here with kosher salt, a little black pepper, we need more black pepper.
Uh-oh.
Okay, I'm going to flip this over. Okay, and I'm going to do the same thing on the back side. You use crushed red pepper if you prefer. Okay, I'm going to get that. Now we're going to dredge this in just a regular AP flour, all-purpose flour. Just going to do that now. Going to dredge that in there. Pat those down like that. Get the other side. And get a nice covering. Like so. Make sure those sides are good. Okay. Shake off any excess. All right. Put our third slice in while we move our second slice out. Again, you don't need the excess. All right, looking good. Shake off excess. And we have our 3 pieces done. Let me just briefly clean my hands. Okay. And now I'm going to be moving over to the stove. I'm going to take these chickens here, move them over. I've got olive oil now heating up here in the pan, so it's fairly hot. You want this pretty hot now. So we're not going to baby this. And we're going to place the chickens in there. Going to wait till it gets just a bit warmer. I mention this periodically. You can see how poorly balanced my stove is, or my house, because you'll see the oil will always tend to run to the back. But that's okay. We'll get that now. So I'm going to put the first piece in. Second piece in. And the third piece. All right. I'm going to let those cook up for a while until it gets a nice brown color. Keep an eye on that for a second.
Okay.
So we're going to be cooking this for about 3 or 4 minutes. I guess the best thing to do is to take a look at it. Okay, as you see, the first side is done. I've now flipped it over to the back side. First side took about 3 minutes or so. Don't go by my time though, because it really depends on how hot you get your oil, how big a piece of chicken you have in there, the kind of pan you're using. So the idea is to get them brown. Move it. Yes. And I'm checking the back side. They're doing nicely. A little bit more. All right. I would say that looks pretty good. So I'm going to now close the heat. I'm going to be moving the pan over there carefully. I'm going to take this and just put it on a draining rack, like so. You can do this whatever method you like to do this at. Okay. All right, I'm just going to drain off the excess oil. Be careful when you do that. You don't want to start any fires. I'll get it here. I don't know if my wife is going to film this or not.
You want me?
It could be embarrassing.
Well, I didn't know whether to stay on the chicken or the
It's always safer to stay on the chicken. Okay, the oil has been
Oh, good. Safely.
drained. Okay, and this is just the fanatic that I am. I'm just going to do a very quick, careful paper towel sweep of this. This is not recommended.
It's too
Okay,
hot.
I've been doing it for years, but if you happen to touch the pan, you're going to need a doctor. So, with that done now, I'm now going to be adding back a little bit of oil and the butter. If I can find my fresh oil, there we go. All right, just putting a little bit of fresh oil in, not much at all. And then I'm going to be putting in the butter. Again, as always, the measurements are on there. Alrighty, we'll let that melt up a little bit. What we're going to be doing now is sauteing the mushrooms, which is an integral part of the chicken marsala. It's not really just an extra. This is a good part of what it is. So I've lowered the heat down now, because we don't want to burn the butter. Okay. Alrighty. Let that melt a minute. How are we doing? Is it melted yet?
Just about. It's getting there.
It is getting there. Like I said, I don't want to get it too hot.
Yeah, it's just about melted now.
Alrighty. Going to throw in our sliced mushrooms. Cremini mushrooms is the preferred. Not available, you can try portobellos. They're pretty damn close to the originals. And if you're really desperate, just get yourself good old white mushrooms and you'll be ready to go. So, we're going to start to saute this around, and we're going to try to get these nice and golden brown. Now, when it comes to the mushrooms, I've learned that, of course, we all want to have them clean and washed and ready for cooking. That's fine, except what most people have been doing, including myself for a long time, was washing them under water and really rubbing them down like you would anything else. Trouble is, mushrooms are like sponges, and they will absorb a great deal of water. And then when you attempt to saute them, as we're starting to do here, you run into two problems. One, you get an awful lot of sizzling from the water, but more importantly, it becomes very difficult to brown them because of that infusion of excess water when you wash them. So, what I recommend you do is you simply take a small piece of paper towel like this, run it under some water, take your mushroom, and then basically just clean it up like that. That worked well. I got a ton of grime on it originally, so and that kept it away from all that water. So, we'll let these brown up, and when we get back, you take a look at them. Okay, as you see, the mushrooms now have browned up very nicely. Very nicely indeed. You can bring these to as dark as you like, but, you know, just be careful you don't burn them. So, with this lower temperature and the butter, it's working very nicely. With that, I'm going to throw in now the garlic. I have minced garlic here going in. I'm going to stir that around for about a minute. Garlic is in. I'm going to be adding now half a tablespoon of flour, and I'm going to follow that up with our Marsala wine. So half a tablespoon of flour going in. There we go. And the idea here is just to cook out the flour taste. Doesn't take long. A minute would be more than enough usually. Starting to look good, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the Marsala wine's going in. Move around a little bit. Gonna let that cook down just a bit. I'm gonna follow this up with chicken stock. Okay, we're gonna put the chicken stock in. Reduce the heat down to medium-low. Stir that around. Okay. Let that do its thing for a few minutes there. And we're going to let this simmer, bring it up just enough to a simmer, until it thickens up. Okay, as you can see now the sauce has thickened considerably, about approximately 8 to 10 minutes. How far you thicken it is up to you, just don't go down to dryness or burn it. Okay, we're going to follow that up now with the heavy cream. Heavy cream's gone in. Give that a little stir. And now I'm going to replace this with the chicken. Or did I say replace? I'm going to add the chicken that we had previously
Cooked.
All right, I'll just use my hands. All right.
It's easier
Chicken's
sometimes.
going in. Well, since I'm the only one eating it. All right, we'll put that in there. And now we'll give that a nice stir around, flip over. And basically just going to be reheating the chicken and let the cream get mixed in all together. Just going to give that about a minute or two. What do you think, huh?
Mm-hmm. Looking good.
Looks pretty good, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. I think the chicken should be pretty well heated back through. It certainly wasn't cold when I put it back in. So, now I'll get my plate. And let's plate this. Take my chicken pieces here. Come on. It's fighting.
It's
me.
not cooperating.
It's not cooperating at all. Chicken pieces there. I'm going to close off my heat. And let's get some of this luscious sauce with mushrooms that we worked so diligently to get. And there we go. Chicken marsala. And we'll take a taste. Which has now become my favorite part. Chicken's cutting like butter. It's well cooked, as you can see. Let's get some mushrooms in that. And here we go. Tender. Mushrooms got great flavor. The whole Marsala taste is wonderful. Another piece. And there we go. So, let me move this out of the way. From this insecure chef and his lovely wife, Regina.
Have a wonderful night.
Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the dish. Please ask your friends to subscribe and click that little bell so you know when I put a new recipe up. Take care.